But doesn't mean it's not fascinating. And this is the kind of stuff that we wade through in droves to try and figure out, you know, are these animals, are these creatures still out there?
Look at that, that's so weird.
Locking the door at night isn't good enough in keeping the burglars or unintended visitors away. But also minding your surroundings to steer clear. This video is all about terrifying intruders that are so bizarre and beyond anyone's imagination.
He's huge.
Perhaps this was just an emo soul or a deeply introverted individual who had long embraced solitude and had no desire for attention. A recorder from Mumbai, India, captured a spooky encounter with either a possessed person or actual appearance of a ghostly figure believed to be the infamous Una Bruja, standing motionless on a rooftop cloaked in darkness. Locals and passersby were drawn in, attempting to get a closer look, yet held back by an instinctive fear of the unknown. Some tried to reach the rooftop using ladders, but most hesitated, unwilling to risk their safety. As dawn broke, the mysterious figure vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of confusion, unease, and unanswered questions. Doorstep encounter. When it comes to answering the door, you certainly never expect to know what could be on the other side of the door. This large, hairless intruder of alien-type nature was caught on doorbell camera just outside a residence, it clearly, eerily peering into the lens. Its head had an unusual shape, marked with what appeared to be small spikes or ridges, and its face didn't resemble any known animal or human, but it was the way it moved that truly unsettled people, slow, silent, and observant, as if studying its surroundings. Intruding shapeshifter. In the dead of the night, a homeowner, after hearing strange noises coming from his guest room, he discovered this terrifying beastly creature that looked human but at the same time looked to be shapeshifting. It had a human-like torso and a thick, dragging tail. From scratching, shifting, to growls, made the kind of sounds far too abnormal. Its face didn't match any known species, and as it slowly moved toward him, it flashed a very spooky smile. Unusual floater. A boat owner who was preparing his boat and equipment for a planned sailing trip when he spotted a motionless face floating near the water's surface facing towards him. Initial thoughts were it could be some person watching him until it didn't move much, making the man even more curious. At first he attempted verbal communication, where in absence of a reply, it led to the moment where he used the end of the boat paddle to shake it move, as he took it to be perhaps a homicide carcass, but the footage got cut off. Many referred this entity to be an actual Una Bruja, but nothing is known for sure. Hidden behind bushes. Though its appearance was undeniably eerie, the creature actually seemed harmless. One evening in Acapulco, Mexico, a group of workers came across the strange being hiding in the roadside bushes, moving from one cover to the other and getting closer. Drawn by its unsettling yet fragile look, they stopped to take a closer look, only to find a skeletal, cryptid-like figure that appeared malnourished and abandoned, teetering on the edge of starvation. Despite its ghostly and disturbing form, it showed no signs of aggression and seemed far too weak to pose any threat. With a mix of caution and compassion, the workers approached, unsure of what they were dealing with or what story lay behind this strange encounter. Broken back figure.
Fuck is this thing?
In Puerto Rico, a man returning from a late-night shift reportedly saw a strange skeletal-like figure standing motionless in the shadows near a neighbor's front door. Startled and unsure if anyone would believe him,
Fuck is this thing?
he quickly took a photo before hurrying into his own home. Though the figure remained still, its eerie appearance sparked fear and curiosity, adding to the growing number of unexplained encounters that continue to puzzle those who witnessed them. Sneaking up witch. Of all the stalkers uncalled for, having one to be a witch would be a real cause of concern. While stepping out for a smoke, a man was startled to find a ghostly figure emerge just a few feet in front of him. He described it as a terrifying, witch-like being, completely white from head to toe. Hair, clothing, everything except for eerie black markings around its eyes. Entirely thought to be some possessed woman, but its appearance and time proved it to be more of an old witch. Strangely, he didn't feel fear or shock despite how close it came, but remained cautious, sensing that whatever he was witnessing was far from ordinary. Minding Bigfoot.
Jesus, he's fucking. Thank you, baby love. He's huge.
Just because Bigfoot has kept its distance all this time doesn't mean it's wise to push your luck. One determined Bigfoot hunter, obsessed with tracking the elusive creature, ventured deep into areas known for past sightings. After relentless searching, he not only found signs of the creature, but eventually encountered one face to face. The Bigfoot hunter noticed it staring at him from not much far off.
Jesus, he's fucking. Thank you, baby love. He's huge.
No unlike the usually documented Bigfoot encounters, this time it didn't just peacefully go away. Rather, that night it appeared at his camp, curiously nudging and pawing at his tent. While the encounter was unnerving, the Bigfoot showed surprising restraint, refraining from causing chaos and seeming to keep its temper in check. A quiet but powerful warning that Bigfoots, as peaceful they may be, aren't safe to be around. Horned cave beast. Being in the rural setting certainly has its demerits, with this one being a major one. A cabin owner deep in the mountains of Montana wilderness was taking an early morning walk when he came across a cave, only to notice an animal initially thought to be some wild goat, except that it was consistently standing on its hind legs and looked to behave nothing like one. The recorder added that these could more appropriately only be classified as an actual walking Baphomet hidden in the cave, probably waiting for the dark eagerly. What's your thoughts on this beastly entity? Do share down in the comments. Staring Reptilian. As we live and breathe, surely you wouldn't have seen any reptilian species as huge, bizarre, and terrifying as this one. A video that was posted by a lone fisherman near Barnegat Bay in eastern Jersey on Instagram showed a tall, standing lizard-like reptilian. He described it to be of a scaly, humanoid figure stature that rose from the fog-drenched waters. Its gill-lined face and webbed claws eerily resembling the fabled creature from the Black Lagoon. Locals say something ancient stirs in the salt marshes where the bay meets the sea. Spooky snooper. It's not just the doors that you should be worried about of what might enter, but the windows as well. A Florida resident who, after renting a house close in remote location for the weekend, caught this bizarre snooper surveilling inside the house curiously. Although seemed to look like a human, but was covered in something like a black ink, if that isn't the natural skin color. Although it didn't show any hostile intent, but just by the nature of it, you can never really know what may happen next. Horned tribesman. Just when you'd think being in a crowded public park at broad daylight would be the safest place, until something like this pops up. After a morning jog, a spectator in a public park in New Jersey not only noticed but also filmed the recurring appearance of this humanoid entity. From time to time, it would pop its head up from a blind spot looking around before backing down. It had huge horns, while its head was either painted black or by nature itself. Whether this was a troubled entity, a tribesman, or demon in human form could be anyone's best guess. Rooftop hooligan. After hearing of disturbance on the roof for several minutes, the homeowners discovered this on their roof. For reasons unknown, it was lurking around on the roof, moving in an unnatural way before reportedly vanishing. While some believe this to be some actual creature, others are convinced of this being some attempted burglar's disguise. What do you think this may or may not have been? Roof stalker. During a cheerful Christmas gathering in Johannesburg, South Africa, a family member was busy filming the festivities when an odd series of sounds echoed from the rooftop. Curious, the recorder stepped away to investigate, only to be stunned by the sight of a bizarre being that looked quite tree-like figure. that was peeping at him immediately shifted to the other side of the house and in seconds disappeared without a trace. It wasn't quite animal, nor did it seem alien in the traditional sense. Having such an intruder invade during a family gathering left everyone at unease and terrified. Intruders or attackers. Although skinwalkers have known only to be hostile when territory intruded, this case, however, is completely the opposite. A group of young villagers while hanging out late in the night when a skinwalker randomly appeared on top of a roof aggressively surveilling them. It jumped around all over the place without actually getting to the ground. Not much later, a group of several more skinwalkers appeared, this time on the ground, intimidating them. Troubled witch? Most viewers watching a clip like this might assume they're seeing a troubled woman, or perhaps a witch caught in the act of casting a spell.
Dude, what the f?
Perched atop a mountain, a mysterious witch-like figure was seen performing a ritual that was as bizarre as it was spooky. Her dramatic arm movements left onlookers both surprised and captivated, as if she were swept away by the force of her own magic. Whatever the truth behind the spectacle, it stirred a blend of awe, curiosity, and amusement among those who witnessed it.
Dude, what the f?
Open discussion. This picture and video was taken by a group of hunters that were called in after several cases of attacks in the rural areas of Colombia. A security camera was able to pick the moment where the perpetrator jumped an unsuspecting villager. In minutes, it started a pursuit for what was identified to be a horned humanoid type intruder that was terrorizing their village. After spotting it over the unconscious local, the hunters using deadly force and chased down the intruder for a while. In the pursuit, it managed to climb trees and even a roof of a house before it disappeared. The area